And I'm Jack. Emma and I are really excited you could join us today. Whether you're walking in the park, relaxing at home, or practicing English on your commute, we're glad you're here.
Before we dive into today's lesson, we have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy this podcast and find it helpful for your English, don't forget to follow us and share it with a friend who's also learning.
Absolutely. Learning together makes everything easier and way more fun.
Let me ask you something quick before we start the lesson. Ready, Jack?
I'm ready. Hopefully it's not too tricky.
Don't worry, it's simple. Have you ever noticed that when beginners speak English, their sentences are usually very short?
Oh yes, I've seen that so many times. For example, someone might say, I woke up. I ate breakfast. I went to work. Very short and separate.
Exactly. The sentences are correct, but they can sound a little robotic if you string them like that.
Native speakers usually connect their ideas to make the sentences flow better. For example, after I woke up, I ate breakfast before going to work.
Or you could say, after I woke up, I ate breakfast before going to work. See? Suddenly, it sounds much smoother and more natural.
And that brings us to today's topic. We're going to talk about something that helps you build longer, smoother sentences in English.
That something is called a clause. But don't worry, we'll explain it in a very simple way so it's easy to understand.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what a clause is, the difference between main clauses and dependent clauses, and how using them can make you sound more natural in English conversations.
Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a clause?
A clause is simply a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. That's it. It's simpler than it sounds.
For example, I eat pizza. The subject is I, and the verb is eat. That's one clause.
Here's another. She likes coffee. Subject, she. Verb, likes. Again, that's a clause.
So basically, anytime you have a subject and a verb together, you usually have a clause.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. There are two main types of clauses in English. The first is called an independent clause.
And the second is called a dependent clause. Don't worry about the names. We'll show you simple examples so it makes sense.
An independent clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. It already makes sense by itself. For example, I am hungry.
Or, she is watching TV. Complete sentences that express a full idea.
Let's do a quick exercise. I'll say a sentence, and you tell me if it's complete.
All right, go ahead.
I need coffee.
Perfect, complete, and very relatable too.
Here's another. The movie was amazing.
Yes, also a complete sentence. Both of these are independent clauses.
Now, let's talk about dependent clauses. These cannot stand alone. They need another clause to complete the idea. For example, because I was tired.
If you hear only that, you're waiting for more information. Because you were tired, what happened?
Exactly. Another one. Although it was raining, we naturally expect more after that.
To complete it, we add an independent clause. For instance, although it was raining, we went for a walk. Now it's complete and smooth.
Let's make a small story. Yesterday, I wanted to go running, but the weather was terrible. I said, although it was raining, I went for a run.
And I probably would have said, because it was raining, I stayed home and watched movies. Both very realistic reactions.
This is the power of clauses. They let us connect ideas smoothly. Instead of saying, it was raining, I went out, we can say, although it was raining, I went out.
The second version definitely sounds more natural.
Many dependent clauses start with words like because, although, when, while, if, before, or after. These little words help join ideas together naturally.
These little words, because, while, when, although, are super helpful. They connect your ideas smoothly. For example, because I was tired, I went to bed early.
Or, while I was cooking, my phone rang. See how one action naturally links to another?
And another one, when the movie started, everyone became quiet. Instantly, you know what's happening and when.
Let's try a quick practice. I'll start a sentence and Emma will finish it.
All right, I'm ready.
Because I was hungry,
I ordered a large pizza. Delicious and satisfying.
good one. Here's another. While I was studying,
My dog fell asleep next to me. It was so peaceful.
exactly. Clauses help you speak in longer sentences, connect ideas clearly, and sound much more natural.
Without clauses, English can sound very simple, like I woke up, I drank coffee, I started work. Very short and choppy.
But with clauses, you can say, after I woke up, I drank coffee before starting work. See how much smoother that sounds?
And we're not done yet. Clauses have many other interesting uses that make English sound more fluent.
Right. So far, we've learned the basic idea. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb.
And we also talked about the two main types, independent clauses, which can stand alone, and dependent clauses, which need another clause to complete the idea.
For example, I was tired, complete sentence, independent clause. But if you say, because I was tired, it feels unfinished.
Your brain naturally expects more information. You start thinking, because you were tired, what happened?
And when we add another clause, the sentence becomes complete. Because I was tired, I went to bed early. Now it's natural and clear.
Clauses really matter because they separate basic English from fluent English.
Beginners often use many short sentences. I woke up. I finished work. I went home. Feels choppy.
But native speakers connect ideas. After I finished work, I went home because I was tired. Much smoother, right?
Let's imagine a morning routine. You could say, I woke up. I drank coffee. I checked my emails. Simple, but short.
Or using clauses, after I woke up, I drank coffee while checking my emails. Suddenly, the sentence flows beautifully.
Now let's talk about three important types of clauses: noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. Don't let the name scare you.
We'll explain them in a simple, easy way so you can use them naturally.
First, noun clauses. A noun clause works like a noun in a sentence. It can act as a subject or an object. For example, I know that she is busy. The clause is that she is busy.
Or, I believe that this movie is great. Here, that this movie is great acts like a thing we know or believe.
Let me ask you something, Emma. What do you think about learning languages?
I believe that learning languages opens many doors. That whole part, that learning languages opens many doors, is a noun clause.
Exactly. Another example, I don't know where my keys are. The clause where my keys are works like a noun, too.
Next, adjective clauses. These give extra information about a noun. They describe something. For example, I met a woman who speaks 5 languages. The clause is who speaks 5 languages. It describes the woman.
Or, the book that I bought yesterday is very interesting. The clause that I bought yesterday describes the book.
Do you remember your favorite teacher from school, Jack?
Yes, he was a teacher who made learning fun.
Perfect. Who made learning fun is the adjective clause. It gives us more information about the teacher.
One more. I watched a movie that made me laugh a lot. Again, that made me laugh a lot describes the movie.
Finally, adverb clauses. These give extra information about time, reason, condition, or contrast. They often start with words like because, when, if, while, although, after, before.
Example, because I was tired, I went to bed early. That tells us the reason for the action.
Example 2. While I was cooking, the phone rang. See how that little word while connects two actions naturally?
And example 3, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay home. That shows a condition, something that depends on another event.
Let's make a short story together using clauses. Ready, Jack?
All right. Yesterday, I planned to go jogging.
But when you woke up, something unexpected happened, right?
Yes. When I looked outside, I saw heavy rain.
So what did you do next?
Because it was raining, I decided to stay home.
Meanwhile, I went running even though it was raining.
Wow, that shows dedication, or maybe just a love for running. Clauses are really powerful when you tell stories.
Exactly. They help connect events clearly. Instead of saying, I went to the store, I met my friend, we had coffee, we can connect ideas smoothly.
When I went to the store, I met my friend who invited me for coffee. Sounds much better, right?
Many learners make a simple mistake. They forget that a dependent clause cannot stand alone, like, because I was tired. That's incomplete.
It must connect to another clause. Because I was tired, I went to sleep. Now it makes sense.
Sometimes learners make sentences that are too long. They try to connect too many clauses together.
For example, because I was tired, and because I worked a lot, and because the weather was bad. Eventually, the listener gets confused.
So it's important to keep sentences clear and easy to follow.
Let's practice together. I'll start a sentence, and Emma will finish it.
Sounds fun.
After I finished work,
I met a friend who wanted to try a new restaurant. Perfect.
here's another one. Although it was late,
I continued watching the movie. Simple and clear.
one more. If I have free time this weekend,
I will visit a park that I discovered recently.
clauses are one of the biggest keys to sounding fluent in English because they let you express complex ideas clearly.
Without clauses, English can sound very basic, like, I like books. The books are interesting, short and choppy.
But with clauses, I like books that are interesting, much smoother and more natural.
Let's quickly review what we've learned today. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb.
Two main types, independent clauses, which are complete sentences, and dependent clauses, which need another clause to finish the idea.
We also looked at 3 common types of clauses: noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses.
Noun clauses act like nouns. Example, I know that she is busy. The clause that she is busy is treated like a thing you know.
Adjective clauses describe nouns. Example, the man who lives next door is friendly. Who lives next door tells us more about the man.
Adverb clauses explain time, reason, or condition. Example, because I was tired, I slept early. That tells us why the action happened.
The more you practice using clauses, the easier it becomes to speak in longer and more natural sentences.
So next time you speak English, try connecting your ideas. Instead of I was tired, I slept early, say because I was tired, I slept early.
Small changes like that make a big difference in fluency, and the key is practice. Lots of it.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye, and remember, connect your ideas and your English will sound amazing.